On the night of August 15th, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio detected something strange. It was not a voice. It was not a message in words. It was a powerful radio signal from deep space. It lasted for just 72 seconds. Then it vanished. And despite decades of searching, it has never been heard again. This became known as the WOW signal. At the time, Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope was being used in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. The idea was simple, but enormous. If another civilization somewhere in the universe was trying to communicate, perhaps it might use radio waves. And if Earth was listening at the right time, in the right direction, on the right frequency, maybe we could detect it. For years, Big Ear scanned the sky. Most of what it found was ordinary. Noise, background signals, interference, the kind of data radio astronomers expected to see. But the signal recorded on August 15th was different. A few days later, astronomer Jerry Amon was reviewing the printed data. On the page, he saw a sequence that stood out, 6EQUJ5. It was not a message. It was a way of recording signal strength, but it was unusually strong. So strong that Amon circled it in red pen and wrote one word beside it. Wow. That handwritten note gave the signal its name. The signal appeared to come from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. It was detected near the hydrogen line, a frequency region often considered interesting in SETI searches, because hydrogen is the most common element in the universe. The signal was narrowband, strong, and lasted for the full 72-second observation window of the Big Ear telescope. That combination made it fascinating. It looked like the kind of signal scientists might hope to find. Not random static, not a broad natural roar, but a focused signal, a narrow signal, something that seemed, at least for a moment, unusual. But there was one problem: it never came back. Scientists searched again. They checked the same region of sky. Other radio telescopes looked too, but the signal did not repeat. And in science, repetition matters. A signal that appears once can be exciting, but a signal that repeats can be studied, measured, confirmed. Without a repeat, the WOW signal remained trapped between possibility and uncertainty. There were many theories. Maybe it was a signal from an intelligent civilization. Maybe it was a natural cosmic event. Maybe it was interference from Earth. Maybe it was reflected from space debris. Maybe it was something no one had correctly identified yet. For decades, no explanation fully settled the question. That is why the WOW signal became one of the most famous mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It was not proof of aliens, but it was also not easy to dismiss. It had several features that made it interesting. It was strong, it was narrowband, it appeared to come from space, and it was never seen again. That final part is what makes it so haunting. Imagine standing in a dark room with a radio receiver. For one moment, the silence breaks. A signal appears, clear enough to notice, strong enough to circle, strange enough to write WOW beside it. Then silence returns, and for the rest of your life, you never hear it again. More recently, scientists have continued to look for possible natural explanations. One study suggested the WOW signal could have been caused by a sudden brightening of hydrogen emission, possibly triggered by an intense transient source, such as a magnetar flare or soft gamma repeater. But even that remains a proposed explanation, not a universally confirmed final answer. That is the careful truth. The WOW signal may not have been aliens. It may have been a rare natural event. It may have been something produced by conditions we still do not fully understand. But the mystery survives because the original signal had exactly the quality that makes space feel so huge and strange. It appeared once, it gave no explanation, and then it disappeared into the dark. Today, the Big Ear telescope is gone, but the printout remains famous. A short sequence, a red circle, one handwritten word. Wow. The signal lasted only 72 seconds, but nearly half a century later, people are still asking the same question. Was it a cosmic accident, a natural burst, interference? Or, for one brief moment, did Earth hear something meant to be heard? The mystery of the wow signal is not that we found a message. It is that we may have heard something extraordinary and then lost it forever.